get something out?
Yeah, no, I just think this chapter was really psychological, especially when they found Bunny's body, right? In this chapter.
Yes, in the end, the
You
last
know,
part
it
of
all
it,
comes out
The end,
and
at the end of the chapter,
yeah,
they do.
and
end
then
of
they're
the chapter.
trying to,
The dogs, the dog that was walking,
yeah,
yeah.
this
Yeah,
girl
the
finds
lady who
him.
was,
The
Um,
girl, there was a
yeah, the
girl.
girl who
some
was
girl finds him, and so
unleashed
I
the
think,
dog, and then
right,
Mm.
I think that's crazy. And then, the fact that Julian, you know, Julian, he just doesn't know what's going on. They can't tell Julian what's going on. As much as they trust or they used to trust Julian, they can't reveal the secret to him and everything like that. And he, like Mahasen said, it's like he knows something happened, but he's not sure. And then it's like Bunny is missing, but what's the excuse of why Bunny is missing? Bunny never, misses.
yeah, as you
And
said that
so,
he knows what they are lying, but they don't know. I mean, Julian doesn't know what they are lying about. That's what they're, I
right.
think, Charles' point of view that he
So I
related to
think
Caps.
definitely think Richard is, the psychological is taking a toll on him because
Mm.
he's always revered Julian and had this like, you know, and everything like that. So it's just like it chapter 6 definitely was like wow. So I'm at first it didn't catch me in the beginning. I was like, oh my God, this is not getting me. But yeah, it's I'm sticking with it.
All right. So, Sabrina, you said you are not well.
Oh
So,
yeah,
if you would
Sabrina
like to
says she's not
contribute
well.
anything, if you want to contribute anything, you can contribute through messaging. We'll speak for you.
I
So,
no,
we'll be
I
your
can.
vocal cords.
Thank you. No, I can speak. But I'm not well. Thank you guys for your well wishes. I'm a little behind because this week I just haven't been well, or it started last week rather. But it is really picking up with in terms of becoming interesting for me. Just the different people. I like, and Hassan said earlier that you know it's. I don't get the sense that they're a bunch of confused kids. I get they're very well aware of what they're doing. I now my and Ray, I think, mentioned this a couple weeks. Well, I have been saying it a couple weeks too. I think it's a bunch of. I do think it is a bunch of young people who have, and they're from money, they're from prestige, and they know that you can get away with a lot when you are part of the haves, and they're definitely riding on that. I don't think even though we know that really that they don't have, but they are from that background, right? Like Tamara said, they may not have it now, but they grew up in that lifestyle. So whether or not the parents are as rich as they used to be, at some point they were. And these kids have learned that you can get away with things just by being in the group of haves. We're seeing it begin to play out now with Bunny's dead, the discovery of Bunny's body, where they're like, oh, they'll never look at us, right? And that is how people get away with stuff. They're in a certain demographics, a certain group, and it's like, oh, they will never suspect us. There are other degenerates running around. We and they have this air about them that we're different, and the rest of the world know we're different, so they'll never blame us for something like this. Um, so I definitely
I
think
would ask you those questions rather, which I asked Dr. Maas in the beginning. That do you think, like Richard would probably feeling like guilty, he would walk away, or he would be he would stick there till the end, whatever
I'm actually
happened.
curious about Richard because now Richard is in this place. He always I think Richard knew he didn't fit, and now he's starting to see that so treating him in a way where now they're making it more you're not one of us. Like we've been allowing you to play this game like you belong with us, but now we're letting you know that you're not one of us. But we let you in enough and you're so deep. Now we're putting the pressure on. I don't know. I just like that whole scene with oh, you go to them, go and watch the movies and come back and tell us how it was. Oh, we bought tickets and the four of us showed up so that they could see we have an alibi. You don't have an
Yeah, they
alibi.
wanted to confirm. They wanted to confirm if somebody would cross question them that they were up at watching the movie.
Right, but
So
how
they
does
would,
Richard become their lackey?
because he was not, he was actually there, the alibi, the reason out that where Richard was. So that was
Mr.
kind of like,
Mahassan, Mr. Hassan, you can't justify that. They were using him,
yeah,
plain and
yeah,
simple.
yeah,
They were using
yeah,
him.
here. So my second question was very like very relevant in terms of, do you think that these guys are cushioning on the Greek mythology and the Greek learning? If they would not have been studying this one, they would have been studying something else. Probably they would not have done something like this one, or would they have done still they would have done the same? Is my question clear?
I think that the first murder might not have happened because it did come about because they were trying to do something that was related to the ancient Greeks and something that they had been learning in class.
Right. Okay.
Honestly, and I think
Let
if Bunny had not used his, because he was upset that they didn't include him, like he was out of the loop. And, and I think if Bunny had not his jealousy and his he wanted to be a part of it and everything like that, had he not used that to start blackmailing them, maybe he wouldn't have died. I don't know.
Yeah, at least now
For
it reasons
sure.
out.
Maybe they wouldn't have
For
killed
sure.
Bunny.
Yeah, now it reasons out why they were so generous in the beginning with Bunny, that they were paying their hotel bills and all those kind of things. Yeah. Okay, let's let Dr. Ray talk.
Um, what's there to say that hasn't been already said? Um, you know, I think this is what did I wrote a message that this book is about identity and how people's identity gets lost, especially identities get lost among groups. Things can things get out of control. Um, and we also got to go back to this Greek thing. They're living. They almost it's almost isn't it almost reading like cosplay? Like they're playing this like cosplay Greek deal. They want to be something that they're not. They're the weirdos on campus. I think I said this last week. They're the weirdos on campus. They're running around. Uh, you know, instead of they're drinking, which most college kids do, but this overly Greek thing and running in the wards and dropping assets and worshiping that. What's the Greek god they worship? What's the Greek thing they worship? They're trying to relive.
They call it
Begins
the
with a D.
Baculus, the Baculus,
The
right?
Daculus, yeah.
Yeah.
So I looked it up, and that's just basically this it's about just complete um lack of just letting all your inhibitions run
Go.
free. Yeah,
Yeah.
just go. And um are they confused? No. Do they know what they're doing? Absolutely. Are they weirdos? Absolutely. Um and um I think in many ways Bunny challenged them on their BS, even though he was full of BS. That's the funny thing about it. Bunny was full of BS, but
I would, I would,
he also challenged them on their BS. Like all of them are bunnies, but not as extreme as Bunny. And I think Bunny put them under a lot of pressure, and he scammed them, he conned them, he took their money. He's like, um, but they're all bunnies in a way,
just
right?
before you came, we were talking about Bunny's parents also. So I would like to definitely hear from you about both of them.
And
Parents.
if I can just jump in, I agree with Ray's point on that. I think Bunny did challenge them, and he was a reflection of their BS as well. I think I 100% agree with that. But I'm also with Yasmin that I don't like Bunny because Bunny was playing both sides. And that's what I don't like. Bunny was It's like Bunny's like, I'm a weirdo, but I'm not really all the way like y'all, but I'm gonna come over here, I'm playing y'all faces, and then go back to the other side. So I agree. I think Bunny was a challenge for them because he played with them. He played with them. He saw their weirdness and he played with it.
Yeah.
I think Bunny also saw their weakness. He saw a way to get to them because he wasn't sure what they did, but he had enough information to put two and two together. So he also became dangerous as well. And he
I mean, look how
continued to kind of run his mouth.
I would
he
ask
said
you one more question.
some wild things. Bunny said some wild
Yeah.
stuff. Bunny said some wild stuff, man. He
He's the
didn't
kind of
care.
person you don't take with him
Probably
to a
he was
bank
also
robbery.
he was the only one who was involved into some kind of drugs as well.
No, they all was drugs. They
They
all were
always
dropping.
taking drugs,
All
popping
of,
pills,
all of them were popping pills. All of them
snorting coke.
doing coke,
Trying
drinking.
everything they can to just
That's a part
Yeah,
of
escape from
the.
but
reality.
he was into kind of probably, I don't know, as that guy Cloak. He, I think, he exposed him to further deep into that
Maybe
kind
the
of
drug
gathering.
dealing, because he was
Yeah, that's
that
what
guy
I'm
was
saying.
drug dealing. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was trying to. He's thinking still. Cloak was thinking, but now they know that the FBI and they know more than what he thinks that they would know. So they
Mhm.
dug out his past, what he was doing, other things, and all those kind of things. Yeah, but I would definitely would ask Ray's opinion about their parents,
Mhm.
Bunny's parents. I'm talking about.
Uh, yeah, Bunny's parents a bunch of con artists too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he comes from
Pretty.
con artists. He comes from con artists. He Bunny does it naturally.
You got it
He,
earnestly.
Bernie does it naturally. He Bunny from the hood. Bunny straight from the hood. You know,
yeah.
so I mean,
It's more from the mother side or from the father side?
I don't know. I think it's equal parts, man. I think it's equal parts. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to compare this to what? What is this? What could this book be compared to? Um, it's not a coming of age story, right? It's not a coming of age story. No, right? What is this?
I'll write it before I forget.
Is this like
Hmm.
what would you guys compare this to
It,
as far as like
it's kind of a coming of age because they're fresh out of um high school. They're only sophomores, I think. They're 20, except for Bunny, who's 24. Because he
Except,
failed
yeah,
a few times.
everybody is 20. Everybody is 20 except for Bunny. He's 24.
Hmm. So yeah, just
So
trying
that's
to
why,
find yourself,
yeah,
trying
he's
yeah,
to
just
so
thinking that's
define
how,
yourself.
yeah, probably he
so it
finds it
is
easy to
so
blackmail the kids.
but I also find it interesting that this school is not a very prestigious school, right? Like nobody does well coming out of the schools. And they mention it several times, like he like everybody's just a bunch of hippies. Like so, like what's going on with this school? Like, let's get deeper on it. Like, who really goes to this school? The talented Mr. Ripley. Huh. Yeah. That would yeah. We have these kind of extreme
Even
characters.
we talked a bit about, but we didn't come to that because we still do not know. Julian doesn't get, I mean, like he has asked not to pay him, so he's not drawing any salary from that. So he's working. I don't know how he's working
But
Hold on
could
a
that
because
second.
be because
Hold on.
Julian doesn't want anybody to control what Julian does?
Hold on a second. I want to. I know most of you, and some. I know some of you. Many of you on this call saw this movie. Some of you have not. Would you could you draw a comparison to this in School Days, Spike Lee School Days?
Oh. Hmm.
Not as extreme as the book, but isn't it some? Can't you draw some similarities in that Spike Lee's character is Richard?
I wonder. Mm.
And the funny thing is, there's a Julian is the head of the
Of the dorms.
yeah
Was it the
of the
dorm?
which
Yeah.
I forgot what was the name of the fraternity.
Alpha
It's
something
it's been a
something
long time
something.
since I've seen School Days, so
This
yeah, School
I think
Days
there's some similarities, right?
Yeah.
There's some
maybe.
Not as
sim-
extreme, but you're
not
right.
as
You're
extreme.
right.
Yeah.
But you're right.
By the way, anybody who hasn't seen School Days, you need to go see it. It's wonderful, wonderful.
okay, let's give
Oh
chance to
well,
Lena.
look, if we're gonna
The rare
compare
fish is
movies,
here now.
What'd you
maybe
say, Yes?
Dead Poet Society.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, Lena.
Mhm.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. How are you
Hello.
feeling?
I'm okay. Just a bit
Mm.
tired, overwhelmed, but yeah, all right. Not bad. Um, yeah, I didn't read the full book, obviously, but um, it. Do you guys remember all those thingies books? Oh, what's his name? Alex Michaelides.
Yes.
They had murder and they had that Greek thing and all that going on. I think this book has that kind of theme. Is this like Greeks and like
Yeah.
murders and has a
Alex is
kind of connection?
yeah,
Yeah.
Alex Michaelides' mom is from Greece,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's a
He's
Greek.
half
Yeah.
Greek, I know.
Yeah.
So and that's the reason all his books has like a lot of Greek reference. And
Yeah.
he spent his quite a lot of years of his childhood in Greece as well.
Yeah.
So but it's like about what we're talking about like about Greek gods and Greek things that about murders and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Yeah,
What did
interesting.
you
It's
like in
quite
the book
interesting.
so far?
Oh, I don't think so. There's anything like that you guys haven't covered. I like the overall plot. It's just it also remind me of our first again Alex's book. I don't know why it reminded me so much of Alex's book regarding that weirdo kind of stuff. That our psycho therapist was also a kind of bit weirdo and all that kind of stuff. Remember Theo,
Yes, I know.
which we
We remember.
absolutely
Yeah.
love and Ray absolutely hate.
Yeah, the one the we
I,
call
I
it
hated it.
the silent patient you're
Yes,
talking about.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, I saw a lot of similarities in that way. But yeah,
But these
besides that,
are
it's
young
interesting.
kids at the age of 20, and then they are into discovering themselves, and they are,
But remember, but the second one we read, The Maiden, it was about the niece, wasn't it? The psychotherapist niece, and then she was a young girl at university, and then she started murdering because she was the murderer and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm saying. There is was this connection of murders in Greek, like mythology. I don't understand. I have to read more into that now. Um,
Yeah, but even in Greek mythology,
yeah.
there's a lot of murder, right? There's a lot of murder in Greek mythology.
Lots of
I mean,
tragedy,
yeah, and
Lots of
lots of
A
tragedy.
also,
lot of
death.
tragedy, yeah,
Always
a
both
lot of
sides. Yeah.
wars and these kind
Yeah.
of things.
and what surprised me in whatever I have read
Yeah.
up till now about the Greek mythology, the killing or the sacrificing of the women was not compared equal to the men in their literature. What I saw even in,
All right. So you mean that men's sacrifice was regarded as greater, like, than the
yeah,
women? All
even some
right.
of the even some of the things that you see them, and even the Greek characters you see. Did you see any kind of a Greek philosopher, lady philosopher, from their Greek mythology? Anything you see, unless
There were
I'm talking about.
goddesses.
That's what I was coming to.
I was
They were
about to say, yeah,
goddesses.
There wasn't it
goddesses.
Yeah, the goddesses are there.
philosophers? No, but there were goddesses.
Yeah, but I'm talking about their
They were powerful.
because of because those goddesses were created by those men that because they needed a kind of and you know what goddess they created, uh, those for those kind of things that, especially Venus and what else there, I forgot their goddess's name. But I'm talking about
There,
in their
there was
general
like the
life, I'm
goddess of
talking about.
war. There was the goddess of
Yes,
beauty and love, the goddess of
yeah,
agriculture.
yeah,
The
yeah,
person that was in charge of
yeah.
all of the
But
crops
I'm
and the
talking
farming,
about
she
their,
was a woman.
yeah, but in their life, if you see their living characters or things and their life and whatever I have read up till now, is there a flavor of kind of like women where they were not regarding too much in terms of like whatever they are talking about, the
No,
character
I
things and
disagree
stuff.
with that.
Okay.
They were as equal as the gods.
In their Greek mythology, maybe I
Yes,
would not,
yes,
maybe I would
and
not have read enough then.
No, I have not read enough to even comment on that. I growing up, I only read about one Greek person, and obviously that was man, Hercules, the Greek god of power. That's it. That's about it. A man who was a god. So beside that, I don't think so. Growing up, I ever read, or I don't remember at least that
I mean,
read about.
um, well, let me. It says in Greek mythology, women occupy complex and often contradictory roles, revered as divine mothers, creators, and protectors, yet frequently portrayed as deceptive, dangerous, and
Yeah,
subordinate
this was the
to
negative part. They were, this was
to
actually, I
male,
was trying indirectly that this is, yeah, go ahead.
to male authority. Their portrayals reflect both the patriarchal structure of ancient Greek society and its deep fascination with female power and mystery. So I guess I see the point that you're trying to make, Mr.
Yeah,
Hassan. I mean,
yeah,
but the funny thing about it is like most of the powerful gods were women. Like they
yeah,
were,
Mhm.
but
And
yeah,
actually,
this,
Hercules was not a god.
yeah, Hercules
yeah,
He
wasn't a
wasn't a
god.
god.
yeah, it was a
He
character. I
wasn't,
mean,
but
like,
like his encounters and kind, like they portrayed him like,
yeah, that's what Ray just mentioned about the
yeah,
that they were
exactly.
the I'm talking about their how they were thinking about the divine powers were like they were relating it to those female gods that those like for creation and all those kind of things.
But are these guys trying to be gods and goddesses? Are
They're
they
trying to
or they're
connect to the god. They're trying to
trying to?
connect to the god
Hmm.
and feel the divine kind of intervention or divine
Would you
connection.
say that would you say that these characters are experiencing escapism?
Yeah, that's what Julian is probably trying to lure them to, or like inclining them to that. Unless you just totally give up yourself, then you can learn Greek language.
Because their prospects are pretty, I mean, their prospects are pretty meek, right? Like they don't have a lot of prospects. I mean, they're majoring in something they probably won't get employment in.
Yeah, you remember
Um,
just now, Dr. Mahasan, she mentioned that Dionysian, whatever the thing that you mentioned, that they were trying to connect to that god.
You know, it's a very interesting point because Ray just mentioned that the school wasn't very like kind of good school,
Christine,
and then still they were studying these kind of, because these kind of subjects are usually studied by elite kind of like people who knows they are getting into bureaucratic jobs or like politics or something like that. They usually choose these kind of subjects. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, oh,
archaeologists and so, yeah.
At least
oh
now
yeah,
we understand our politicians.
And
Yeah.
look,
I wanted to,
I was about to
yeah,
say that it's interesting that you say they were trying to connect to
yeah, Sisyphus,
Dionysus, because
Dionysus.
he is the god of wine and festivities and partying.
partying, yeah.
And that's what they were doing. They were drinking and partying. So why wouldn't they want to connect to him? Of any of the gods, you're like, yeah, let's connect with this one.
And how could
Ananias.
so basically they're just being college kids.
Yeah.
Just weirdo, they just been college kids. And they just found
And
it.
it
But
took
they
it too
just took
far. And
it,
they just took it too
took it too
far.
far. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just went, yeah.
I just want to add one more point. And when I was trying to imagine, she mentioned laptop. I'm trying to imagine because I'm from the computer science background. I mean, 94, 92, 90 something in 92, computer laptops were kind of unheard of, even in the computer society. And very, very probably kind of uh, maybe probably chairman of the IBM might have had a laptop. Chairman of the IBM. At that time, they were trying to, but it was not very common at that time. But she has mentioned very good kind of, even there was no internet. So she has mentioned a good kind of a thing for, think like we are reading, if we would have been reading it in 94, probably from that perspective, that how they were doing the investigation, the FBI, and the kind of tools they used, probably it would have been a top-notch book at that time. Because the things she would have talked about, it would be kind of probably in the theories at the time. So they were working on those things. I mean, so she has mentioned that those FBI guys, they were with the laptop, they were doing this one, they were trying to connect with the data and all these kind of things. Yeah, there was but not to this scale what she has mentioned, but it would have been a good thing in terms of like 94, it would have been really forward. Yeah, now it looks kind of in after 35 years, probably, it looks really acceptable at the moment. It is, but think like 94, you have no internet, nothing, no social media, nothing like that. So this is talking about 80s. This book is written about the 80s. 80s, there were late 80s, there were not even a personal computer there. They would have been mini and mainframe computers at that time. Anyway, it's a good thing. That's one point I wanted to appreciate her, that she would have thought really deep into it. She would have worked hard, whatever the way resources she would have used to come up with the terminologies and things like that, whatever she used. And I feel in the last chapter 6, she has become more fluent rather than the kind of lengthy sentences she was writing before until chapter 5. She hasn't done that in chapter 6 that much. There are some occasions, but I would say it has decreased down. Sabrina, you want to add something?
No, no.
Tamara?
These numbers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next.
Yeah, next week we will be finishing up the book. So whatever, even if it is more than 100 pages, so we'll have to finish it by next week. So next week would be the next book. So
Okay.
Hina, are you ready for the next book?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Okay, so we're finishing chapter 7, the end of the book next week.
Okay. Ray, you want to say something?
No. Nope.
Dr. Mahasan?
No, I think we covered quite a bit tonight.
Yeah.
All right then.
And just an FYI, if you're only listening to the audio that's connected to YouTube, it's not the full book. Like
Yeah.
it skips pages and pages at a time. And
There
that's
were
what's
there
kind
are
of slowing me down
there are
because
a couple
usually
of
like
the couple of places that she had kind of one or two kind of lapses, that she has skipped something and then the part of the back is forefront or something like that. There is in part 3, part 2 and 3. There are more that she has done that, but otherwise it's all right.
No, it's a lot of
no, like the
spaces.
recording skips pages.
Yeah,
The recording.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are some places that she has skipped because it's her own voice. This the writer's voice.
No, it's just a
No,
bad.
I'm
No, it's a
saying
bad
yes, a
recording.
bad copy of the
Bad
recording.
recording.
Whoever recorded it didn't record 100%.
Recorded
But
like
it
he
is
was in the
from
80s.
her.
Right? Play. No. Record. Listen to the radio. Record. Why the DJ talking over my song, talking over the intro?
Maybe, but this is what I saw from her channel. It is like released from her channel, I think.
And
I don't know
even
about her other books.
it's
She has
it's
written,
not
I
it's
think,
not an original recording, is what I'm saying. It's a copy of the recording,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
not a good
how many
copy.
books she has written up till now? She takes 10 years to write one book. How many books? I think 3 or 4 she has written up till now. 3 or 4 books. She came up with another book in 2000 something 3, and then in 12. And after that, I don't remember the last third, fourth book. Probably she's due for another book. I think 3 or 4 books. She wanted to be a poet, basically. And if you would hear her, that same interviewer that he interviewed for this book in 19 something, 94, 93, and then he interviewed her in 2014, I think, when she had
Her
her.
last book was in 2013,
Yeah,
Goldfinch.
that's what. Yeah, Goldfinch. When he interviewed her after the Goldfinch, and the first book is this one, the bigger book. There was another in between book between the Goldfinch and the Secret History. There was another book also.
The Little Fraud, The Little Friend. That was in 02.
Yes.
Today, and I think it's a trailer of a movie for the book.
For this one?
Yeah, I saw something on YouTube and there was a trailer.
Maybe.
I'll send a link. I just happened to find it because I was looking to try to find the audio so I could
She
finish the last 30 pages tonight.
if you look at her history, I shared a couple of links of her interview and about herself. She's not a kind of a in the modern day era, she's not a kind of a social media person. She's kind of secluded herself or like gone off the grid, and she lives off the grid, if I would say, in the modern terms. So she's not, you would not find anything after 2013-14 about her.
Hmm.
So even about the book or things, so probably her next book is due, and probably she's into it, and she takes a lot of time to, all these imaginations of all these kind of things, whatever she has done in that. Anyway, thank you very much for this meeting, and so we will read chapter 7 and 8, or whatever the chapters,
Are
the
we
last
reading
2
7 and
chapters.
8 or are we just reading 7?
No, we will read all so that we can finish it off, because
Right.
one of the chapters is around, I think, 60, 50 pages, and the other one
Okay.
is somewhere around that one. I mean, like both of them are around those.
200 pages.
About 200 pages total.
No, not 200. Not 200. It's 530 something is the last. We read until 370, and the actual page number is much less than that. So it's around 120, 30 pages. You will be able to
Okay.
finish it. Because if we put it then it would go to the next week, and it would. We decided it last week that we would.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Anybody wants to say anything before we say
No,
bye-bye?
just stay on the call for a second, Mr. Hassan. I got to ask you a question.
Sure. All right, guys.
I hope you feel
Thank you very
better.
much.
Thank you.
Good
Until
night.
next
Better.
week.
Where is
Bye.
Good luck,
Where's the-
Tamara.
Don't forget to do your daily votes. We're
I was
almost
gonna
out
say,
of
don't forget to vote.
round
I'm
2.
voting.
We're almost out of round 3.
How
We're
much are
down
we?
to-
How much are we getting from this?
Well, if I
Dinner.
win,
dinner and lunch? Dinner and lunch.
Dinner and
We'll get
lunch.
dinner.
Okay.
if I win, I can get to Saudi with the Saudi people, and who I'm the only one that's in the U.S. Everybody else is in Saudi. So
No,
yeah.
Bridget's in the U.S.
Well,
Bridget,
Bridge is in
yeah.
the U.S., but yeah, I'm saying everybody here today is
But
in Saudi.
Hina is in UK.
Cops
Henna's
are
in
on
the
Tamara.
UK.
Yeah, I'm in
Cops
the
Okay.
are,
UK.
cops are on Tamara. Cops are on Tamara.
How
So if
about
I
all of
win,
you come to
All
the
you be eating
UK
cops.
halfway?
All you
hey,
be
I can
eating
come
cops.
to the UK if
Yeah,
I
because
win.
it's halfway, isn't it? Halfway for you, halfway
Tamara?
for them. So all of you come to the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. Tamara?
So if I win, yeah, we're down. We're going into round 4. So this is the top 10, and then that ends on Thursday. Then it's the top 5.
All right. So I was going to ask you, Tamara, do you know what Ray was talking about? What's capsa?
What's who?
Capsa.
Kapsa, you ate it when you came.
Oh, I don't know. My sister feeds me things that I don't know what it is. She just tells me to eat it. So
Well,
I don't
you ate it
know.
every time you went out, chicken and
So
rice.
okay. Yeah. So she
All right.
takes me places. She says try things, and so
All right.
I eat them. So yeah. So I guess I had it. I had it. So yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
gonna
All
be
right.
you're paying for it next time.
So if I win, dinner,
Look,
lunch, breakfast
we
is
don't
on
want
me.
just cops, so we're gonna get a whole goat.
Exactly.
I want a
Exactly.
goat grab. I want a whole goat on the
Okay.
platter.
Exactly. So if I win, that's the plan.
All
Okay,
right.
we'll see.
All right, we're
Well,
Inshallah.
voting.
we
Okay.
wish
Good
you the
luck.
best,
Yes,
and we keep
voting
praying
every
for
day.
you.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll keep
All right.
voting. Good night,
All
everyone.
right,
Good night,
everybody have a
y'all.
good rest
Good
of the
night.
week, and
You
tomorrow I'll
Good
too.
talk to
night,
you in a few
guys.
days.
See you next week.
Bye.
Okay.
See you next week.
Okay. See you guys next week. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Good night.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, Ray.
Hey, the when you did the closing ceremony, the presentations for the closing ceremony, where did you get the information from? Scout Book?
Mm, where I did
How
get
did
the
you know?
information.
How did you know they got the electives and the advancements that they earned? Where did you get that information?
But not the presentation. In the presentation,
Presentation. Yeah, the reason why I'm asking is because Marwin and Noah Garcia, they dropped off of our roll, and I'm trying to figure out where they went. And Sarah is telling me that they haven't been on a roll in 2 years, and that can't be true because we gave
these
them.
are mostly, it was the data provided by Fadi. Just hold on. Yes. Where are you going? Okay, but be careful. Okay. Actually, it was the den leaders because I didn't have access at that time to the Scout Book Plus at that time. I didn't go to that, and only the leaders, the den leaders, they were putting the data, and so they provided the data, and then I think they verified it to you and Anis, I think, and then you get the data, you got the data, and you put the thing in a table or something like that. They then you
And
gave me the table.
so basically, Josh gave you this information from Scout Book, right? Supposedly. Makes sense. That's how
No, no,
you
no.
just asked. You just asked the den leaders, and they gave you the information,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
All right. So then I gotta call.
Yeah, the den leaders were the one who actually gave the data, actually.
All right.
And I
It's
thought
too late.
because it was coming from you also, and it was coming from Anis also, I think. So I was thinking
I
it
got.
would be authentic.
No, I'm sure it's authentic. I just gotta figure out how these two kids dropped off the roll, and then how did we give them awards last year if they weren't in Scout Book?
And
Hey, hello. What's happening, sweetheart? Not much, not much. I'm trying to keep my high heels high. Um, Question about last year. Noah and Marwin, they're not on our roll. And I'm trying to figure out, do you remember them being in Scout Book last year? Noah Garcia, Marvin Abdullah?
I think that both of them were not on our register last year.
They were not.
Yeah, we only had, yeah, that was my biggest issue last year was that I was missing like a handful of people on that.
Okay. So they were not on the roll. Okay,
Yeah.
that explains it. All right. So basically the parents didn't renew their so they got a year free basically.
Well, I'm sure they paid their dues to you, right?
They paid the pack dues, but what about their I gotta
Well, I had the same thing with what's his name? Nick's kid.
who?
Nick's kid?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Nick's kid is a totally different thing. He they can't for some apparent reason they couldn't do the transfer. I don't know why. The kids Andre was in the pack for 4 or 5 years and they could never figure
On Scout Book last year, and
yeah,
there was
he,
the year before.
it was a problem every year. And for some apparent reason, people keep on Sarah and everybody's telling me that this, that, and the third, but he never got into pack 257, which is unfortunate because now he's in a new pack now in Dubai. And I don't know like if they're giving him credit for all the stuff he's did here. But it's unfortunate.
He's got the stuff anyway, and the truth is once you get into the troop, all your stuff from the pack really disappears
It
anyway,
disappears.
except for your